Peleji, sharp so. Ibuchi ka mokabo.
Ke ke na go kono ya ka stream ya teng.
Ke gona, ke nwetla. Ke tlo no e bona, it's fine. Ke tlo no dia so, e tlo ntaicha motho. Yeah. Good day, everyone. My name is Matapela Mahlakwani from Africa Kids, your facilitator for jobs. We are going to cover how to manage your digital footprint and social profiles. We're going to write professional CVs. We're also going to craft covering letters. So the objective of the session is to help you manage your online presence, build a strong digital profile and CV. So by the end of the session, you'll be equipped with the foundational skills and knowledge of tools, technique that you will need to apply for jobs online. So during this session, you will understand that your online presence is traceable. You will learn how to control and manage the information available online. You will learn how to set up a professional social media profile. You will learn about posting content that attracts positive attention. You will identify your strengths and weakness to create a profile of you. You'll use word processing software to construct your CV, Google Docs, including using templates, replacing words in a template, using bullet points, and also downloading documents such as save a detailed document to cloud and to device, attach a detailed document to an email or application, upload CV to a job searching platform, and also develop an early structure and content plan for a cover letter. So, which social media channels do you currently use? Which social media channels do you currently use? So for one, I use Facebook, I use Twitter, I use Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. So which ones do you use? Let's see those comment on the comment box. All right, I see someone says, I also use those social media pages that you just mentioned. Right, some great answers there. Thank you so much for sharing your answers. So as we're about to begin, manage your digital footprint and social profiles. So according to you, what do you think your digital footprint is? Or what comes to your mind when you think of a digital footprint? What comes into your mind when you think of digital footprint? Okay, I see someone says the posts that I've left on my social media, the replies or comments that I've left on my social media. All right, thank you so much for answering there. Indeed, you guys are correct. So let's get into more detail on what it is digital footprint. So basically, your digital footprint is all the stuff you leave behind as you use the internet. So basically, right now, as I'm presenting this topic to you, I am going to leave this video. Actually, this video will just be left there on YouTube so that people can come back and watch it if they couldn't watch it while I am teaching. So that it is my digital footprint. So comments on social media, as someone mentioned, Skype calls, app, and email records are part of your digital footprint. It is part of your online history and can potentially be seen by other people or tracked in a database. So every day, whether we want or not, most of us contribute to a growing portrait of who we are online. So a portrait that is probably more public than we assume. This portrait helps employers look into your background. It also helps advertisers track your movement across multiple websites. So, whatever you do online, you might be leaving a digital footprint behind. So, how do we leave digital footprint? There are various ways in more detail on how we leave a digital footprint. So, when using social media, those likes, your retweets on Twitter and Facebook comments, or even private ones leave a record. So, those are your digital footprint as well. So, make sure you know what the default privacy settings are for your social media accounts and keep an eye on them. Sites often introduce new policies and settings that increase the visibility of your data. They may rely on you by just clicking OK to whatever terms they are introducing without reading them. The second one is using your digital devices, which are your mobile phones, your tablets, or computers. So some apps and websites will build a list of different devices you have used to visit those sites. They track information about your website and how you use your website and the habits of logging and all of that. So we also have an online shopping which retailers and product review sites often leave cookies on your system, which can track your movement from site to site. So, this allows targeted advertisements that can show you products you've been recently reading about or looking online. So, no matter what you do online, it is important that you know what kind of trail you're leaving and what possible effect that can be. So, what comes up when you search your name on a search engine? What comes up when you search your name on a search engine? Let's do that quickly. You can try Googling your name and see what comes up on the search page. So, usually, when I Google my name, it's either it tells me the definition name of Matapelo, or it pops up the social media pages that I'm using, and even images they also pop up. So what comes or what pops up when you search your name on the search page? Let's see those answers on the comment box. Right, I see someone saying when I try googling my name, there are images that popped up that shows that which social media I am under. Thank you so much for sharing your answer. Indeed, as well as me, those images pops up. So 70% of employers use social media to screen candidates during the hiring process. So employers look at social media accounts for an array of reasons, but many wants to make sure a candidate will be a good fit with their company. So what you post on social media could have serious repercussions on your professional life. So please, good people, make sure that whatever that you post online, it is good content. And when I mean good content, I mean things that are relevant and that won't tarnish your name. So if you post things that are not relevant at all, it could cost you your current job or future job opportunities. You might find yourself applying for different kind of jobs and people are not even taking you serious, or anything that you apply for, they just don't take you serious. You ask yourself why. Probably you must go back and look at your social media pages and see what kind of content that you put there. So, according to a 28 Career Builder survey, 70% of employers use social media to screen candidates during the hiring process. And about 43% of employers use social media to check on current employees. They believe information they find online can convey a person's character and can demonstrate their skill levels. So before you apply for a job, you should audit your social media accounts. Job seekers should assume that employers will check every social media platform. So hiring managers say that what they discover online often leads to a candidate winning a desired position. They believe information they find online can convey a person's character and demonstrate their skill levels. So, how employers use social media. So, I see that as 58% they like to retweet and comment, they leave record, and they make sure that they adjust their privacy setting on social media. And then we've got 50% that ensure candidates have a professional online personal brand. You also have 34% that check what other people are posting about their candidate. So don't be tempted to completely erase their online persona. Employers say that strategy can backfire. About half of employers, 47%, said they wouldn't call a person for an interview if they can't find them online. Meaning we should start creating those social media profiles. Deleting your account doesn't guarantee the data is completely gone. Instead, it's best practice to keep your social accounts clean. So, how to manage your digital footprint? There are several ways to keep on top of managing your digital footprint. Firstly, clean up on content. Don't make comments, post images, or forward something that might upset someone else. Secondly, think before you click. Think about content and the consequences of posting or liking it. Be aware that something that happens on the spur of the moment, it may be a funny picture, an angry post, can still be online years later and be seen by employers. Thirdly, update your privacy. Strengthen your privacy settings. Use those strong passwords. Change passwords regularly and not share them with anyone else. Don't share your password with others. Don't do that. Don't. Please, please don't do that. Just avoid sharing your password with other people. Fourthly, search yourself and analyze your current footprint. So type your name into a search engine looking for images as well as text. So if you're not happy with anything you find, source and remove the content or politely ask the person who posted it to delete it. Lastly, post positive content. Showcase the positive things you do through blogs, images, video, and communication participation. Demonstrate that you're great and careful about what you share and look after your digital footprint. Employers will appreciate being able to see all the fun and positive things that you do. So employees can see what you post and form an impression on you. It is important to create your digital footprint to form a positive impression to your employees. So how do you change your privacy settings? Firstly, strengthen your privacy settings on social media such as Facebook. So on Facebook, you go to settings and then go under privacy, edit who see your posts, review posts and things you've been tagged in, edit who can see your request, which is your friend request, Edit who can see your friends list. Edit who can see your friends on Facebook. Is it everyone, which is public, or it's just the friends of friends or your friends only? So edit who can see your friend list as well. Who can look you up using the email address that you provided? And also, who can look you up with the phone number provided? So those are the privacy settings on Facebook. So how to change your privacy settings on Twitter? Firstly, you strengthen your privacy on social media, which is your Twitter, like you did on your Facebook. You privatize your tweets. You can also control who sees what you post. Control your location information. You can also control who sends you messages, who can tag you in photos and post, which ultimately appear on your timeline. So now that we know what a digital footprint is and how we can mind our social accounts, let's look at one social media channel in particular, which it is LinkedIn. So how to access LinkedIn? If you want to access LinkedIn, you just go to your Google Play or Google Store and Google LinkedIn, and then it will pop up and then it will say download. If you have it, it will say update, right? So LinkedIn, it is a social media that is designed for professional networking and career development. You can use LinkedIn to display your resume, search for jobs, and enhance your professional reputation by posting updates and interacting with other people. So LinkedIn is quite similar to social networking sites like Facebook. It is based on principles like connecting with people, posting updates, sharing and liking content, and instant messaging with others. So creating a professional profile. So as I mentioned, there are some platforms hiring managers are most likely to check, such as the LinkedIn. So as I mentioned, that LinkedIn is a social media network that focuses on professional networking and career development. So think of LinkedIn as a supporting CV. So most employers view LinkedIn as a source of legitimacy. Other social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are more of a way to get to know your personality. So in LinkedIn, you can add your experiences, network in a professional context, share content which is relevant to what you do professionally. You can also explore and apply to other jobs. So create your professional profile on your LinkedIn. There are a few key features of a LinkedIn profile that you should fill. Your LinkedIn profile page is a place show you show your career history. You post your work experience, accomplishments, your education, your current location, and more. So these should be as polished as your actual CV, as you can expect professional connections and recruiters to look at it. Firstly, make sure you have a photo of yourself on your headline. So the quality of your profile picture, it is very, very important. It is the first thing that people see when they visit your profile. So make sure your face is visible so that employers can identify you. Keep the pose simple and look friendly. Avoid distracting background. So usually a clear background, it is a way to go. Your summary is the text below your profile picture. Include your previous roles and titles there. Your about section, it is a chance for you to draw people with a strong first impression, I meant to say. So make sure to highlight your key experience and achievements. So the experience section, it is a timeline of your experience so far. Include any volunteering that you did, an educational background, and your work experiences. Make sure to include an end to date to those experiences. Probably when did you start working at this particular company? What were you doing there? And then when was your end date when you were working there? So creating a LinkedIn profile, it is a great way for you to draw and reflect an experience you've had so far. So filling in one would give you some ideas of information to include on your CV. So making connections, grow your contacts and connect with potential leads with instant messaging. So many people use LinkedIn to grow their contacts and find career opportunities. So my network, or rather your network, is where you can see your existing network of connections and search for LinkedIn users to invite to join your network. You can also see existing invitations you've received from others. So it is important to make business connections, and LinkedIn is a great way to gain them without necessarily having to be where they are. Connect with past co-workers, employers, and even executives. You never know who will accept your invitation. LinkedIn tells you who's viewing your profile, which opens the door when it comes to meeting new people and making important connections. Messaging leads and chat with your network via the instant messaging function. So a lot of businesses are on LinkedIn. If you're interested in working with a particular business, you can use LinkedIn to read its profile or its business profile, connect with people who work for the business, and many more. So sharing on professional social medias, we've got the do's, which are the content that you can share on social media, and also have the don't, those that you cannot share on professional social medias like LinkedIn. So you can post content regularly so that you keep active in your network. Secondly, you can keep it professional. Avoid sharing information about your personal life or things that have no connection to your professional life. Nurture relationships. So stay in touch with valuable leads. Have a professional headshot, one that shows your face clearly without your face taking up 70% of the photo. So what are the things that you shouldn't post on professional social media site? Send spam or irrelevant messages to people. Criticizing others, it is a no-no. Being negative and post personal content, it's a no-no. Send unnecessary messages to people because they viewed your profile, it is a no-no. You can't be saying because someone viewed your profile on LinkedIn and then you be like, hi, I saw you viewed my profile on LinkedIn, what's up? No, you can't do that. So sharing the content that most matters, whether LinkedIn, Facebook, or any other social media, people see what you post. Share useful insights and knowledge. Share content that won't offend anyone. For instance, say I share on the social media page and say, join us today as we are going to unpack what is digital marketing and how digital marketing can help you improve your business or your website. That it is inside information inside content that you can share. Use relevant hashtags, especially on LinkedIn. So hashtags indicate what your post is about and make it discoverable. This is great for reaching out to like-minded audience online and networking. So make your post visual, post images or videos to draw people in. These visuals bring your post to life. Start or join conversations. Drive conversation with your network by commenting on their posts. Invite people to participate in your conversation by hashtag mentioning them or at mentioning them in your post. Ask relevant questions. Share and exchange point of views. So what is wrong with this post? Let's see. It's Joe Soap. He's a digital designer. He says, he's so happy listening to T4F while pretending to work. And then the company founder, which is Joe Soap's boss, replied, says, this is a nice status update. How stupid can you be? You can fool me, but when you act in total disrespect to all the hard work people, abuse the environment, then you have crossed the line. So firstly, Joe, it is a personal content. You don't have to share it with people on social media. I mean, your boss can see this as he has. And then while Joe's boss responded, it is very offensive. How he posted this, how he wrote this, it is very offensive as well. Even Joe, how he wrote this, it is very offensive. That means it can offend others, meaning others, they are not working, they're just pretending to work. No, that it's not good at all. And then we've got this other one as well. We've got Jane Doe says, I love when I can hear my boss talking on the phone at work. As long as I can hear her on the phone, I know it means she is not going to sneak up behind me and see how many web browsers I have opened. How stupid of Jane to write that. And then the CEO of Jane, which is the boss of Jane, replied and said, I love when my employees post things like this on LinkedIn. I need to see you in my office at 4. Do you see what posting irrelevant post or comment or content can do? You can actually lose your job or be in trouble with your bosses. So please avoid sharing this kind of personal content as it can offend other people. So if you've any questions or there is where you need clarity from, please don't be shy. Just write your comment on the comment box and I assure you my colleagues will articulate to that. Moving to writing professional CVs. So what information should you include in your CV? For one, I include my personal information. I include all those emails, all those contact details, ID number, and all of that. I also include my work experience. What do you include in your CV? Let's see those comments on the comment box. Right. I see someone says, I include my personal information as well, my work experience, and my hobbies. Right. Thank you so much for sharing those answers with me. So, when we're building a CV, as you know, your CV is your chance to shine and show that what you're really made of. So your personal information, it is very key, which is your full name, your contact details, the header, which should edit, this should be the role that you're applying for. Say you're applying for a role of a systems engineer, you need to write that role. So your summary, why you're passionate about the role you have or applying for. Why are you passionate of the role of a systems engineer? Right. And then the experience. So similar to LinkedIn profiles, your work, your education, and or your volunteering experiences, dates, which is your end date or your start date. You need to put them there. On your experience, your achievements covers your qualifications as well. So your strengths, this will cover what skills you have, both tangible and intangible, e.g., leadership, problem solver, relationship management, MS Teams, Excel, Adobe Illustrator, etc. So include hobbies and interests so that it will be a great way to communicate to your individual personality. Try to only include activities and passions which increase your value as a candidate. Personal interest and hobbies you add to your resume should be relevant to the position, company, and the team. So remember that employers want someone who'll fit in well. Don't add more than 5 hobbies and interests. What do you enjoy? What do you get up to in your free time? Do you jog? Do you gym? Do you do board games? Do you read? Do you do hiking? What are your hobbies? Put them there. So try to only include activities and passions which increase your value as a candidate. So a lot of the information you place in your LinkedIn profile can also be applied to your CV and similar in reverse. So what is personal information? So make sure there's a summary section at the top of your resume. If you lack experience, you will want to highlight your skills and education in your summary. Your personal information is your full name, your contact details, preferred email address, phone numbers, website if applicable, and other social media sites such as LinkedIn. Your header, we should edit this to match the role you're applying for, even if it's somewhere new to you. Example, which is your sales assistant, your product designer, marketing executive, software engineer, and all of those. So your summary should be short and sweet. These will cover why you're passionate about the role you have or applying for. So what is experience? So the work experience section of your CV is where you show your professional track record. It needs to be accurate, highlight your achievements, and include relevant points that prove you're the right person for the job. So how you weigh your experience in each CV you send to an employer may vary from role to role. So how do you break down this experience? What did you do? What did you achieve? And how does this relate to the role? Consider the impact you had on the business. This method of breaking down experience can be used in your interview too. Point, do the explanations, and do the examples. So 3 points to cover. What did you do? What did you achieve? How does this relate to the role? Consider the impact you had on the business. So this could also apply in an interview. Translating experience to strengths. So sometimes it's hard to draw on strengths. This is a simple way or exercise to help you identify your own strengths. So from a tangible experience to a strength, consider a recent work experience you've had, or perhaps a volunteering experience, something that you feel has made an impact on your life. What did you learn in the experience? What were you good at? Do some reflection. Consider what you did well and how it can be applied in other roles. So what did the activity entail? What responsibilities were you entitled to? Example, organizing content on spreadsheets or communicating with different teams. You can also do the transferable skills. It can be your soft or hard skills from teamwork to data analysis. Skills such as adaptability, problem solving, creativity, As for hard skills, it can be design, data analysis, social media, resource management. All of those skills that they can be your strengths. So, what are your top 3 strengths and why? What are your top 3 strengths and why? Please put them on your comment box. So, creating a CV with Google Docs. Writing a CV can be daunting. So, Google Docs offers CV templates to help guide you and define your experiences into digestible bites. Your personal information, your experience, your strengths, your habits, and your interests will also be there so that you can be able to fill them in. Breaking down a CV into sections of information makes it easy to update it and share quickly. This means you can apply for jobs faster and get feedback fast as well. So, how to create a CV with Google Docs? You download Google Docs, you use CV template, you enter information into the template, you save the document as PDF. Make sure to keep a copy of the template as each application you send may vary in content. Say you're applying for a software development job, applying for a HR position, that means the content will be different and the experiences and all of that will be different to each and every CV that you're going to use. So make sure that each application you send, you keep a copy of it. So creating a digital CV on mobile. Use the Google Doc app to create a CV on mobile. You select on a template. You edit the content that is on that template. So under your personal information, that's where you put in your full names, your contact details, and your emails and so forth. Under the experience, you put what you were doing, your start date, I meant to say, and your end date as well. And you put all your hobbies, whether you really like to read, do hiking, gym, and all of that. And then after then, you save and export to PDF so that nobody can be able to edit that. So if you have any questions or there is anything that you don't understand, please put it on the comment box and I assure you that my colleagues will surely see to that. So moving to the last aspect of the day, which is crafting cover letters. So what do we use a cover letter for? What do we use a cover letter for? Do we use a cover letter so that people would know about us, more about us or what we did? What do we use a cover letter for? So a cover letter is the easiest way to stand out from the crowd. It lets your employer learn more about you, your personality, and gain insight as to why you are applying. Right? So as your CV is supposed to be short and sweet, your cover letter is the perfect way to elaborate on your achievements. So that is where you can put in all your achievements that you have achieved. So 45% of recruiters say that a lack of cover letter will result in a rejected CV. How true is that? Do you think it is true? It might be, it might not be. Because, I mean, if they say a covering letter makes you stand out from the crowd, that means that's where you will talk more about your achievement, your skills, those soft skills and your hard skills. That means you're going to talk more about you. So when you go to the interview, they just look at your covering letters and they ask you questions based on your covering letter and say, okay, I see here you've got the hard skill for data analysis. What were you analyzing where you were working? Such questions, and then you start explaining and explaining and explaining. See? So it is crucial to have a covering letter. So now that we know the importance on how to create strong covering letters, let's continue building blocks for a covering letter. So what do you include in a covering letter? Here it is a step-by-step explanation on how to build your cover letter. So first up, it is the starting strong. It's you starting strong. Hi, hello, dear. So make sure to address who you're writing to. If you know their name, use it. Otherwise, use to whom it may concern. Right? Addressing the read is an important first step of a covering letter. Second step or next block, it is introduction. So next, you should introduce yourself, a bit about who you are, what you're interested in, what job you're applying for. Example, a marketing executive, a graphic designer, sales assistant. So if it's as a graphic designer, you need to mention those skills that you can do as a graphic designer. If you're a sales assistant as well, please mention those skills that you can do as a sales assistant. Where you heard about it, example, did you hear it on LinkedIn, on your Jobberman, CareerJet, or on Indeed? Mention those things. The third block, summarize yourself. So, a summary about yourself is a chance for an employer to learn more about your passions and likes. Keep it short and sweet. Write about what is important to you, what you're good at, what do you enjoy doing, why you're applying to the job. Try and relate this together to match why you are applying. Moving to the third or fourth block, I meant to say, explain why you're the right candidate for this job. So, put your job description, the language used, company research, news and challenges in the industry, work and personal skills for the job. So the problem versus solution paragraph is primarily a chance for you to show off your knowledge of the industry and company. Remember that your cover letter is a chance to convince the employer that you would be a suitable candidate for the role. Talk about what you know about the company you're applying for or what you like about them. Why you want to be in that industry you're trying to get into. Those are some of the things that you should look on or add when you are writing your covering letter. Moving to block 5, talk about your achievements. Make sure that you relate the achievements and skills you've learned from them to the role you applied for. So talk about the certificates that you've earned while you were doing that job. Talk about the volunteering work that you've been doing before. The achievements, what are your achievements? What have you achieved? The languages that you were using, say you were a sales consultant, were using all the languages. Are you multilingual? The skills, talk about your soft skills, your writing skills, or your hard skills, which is your typing skills or your data analysis skills, your hobbies and interests. What are your hobbies and interests as well? They need to know more about you. We are on the last block, which is sign off. So sign off is how you end your covering letter. Express that you're keen to hear from them. Let them know, I meant to say, that you'd be happy to share any more information in case you've left something out. And with a many thanks or kind regards plus your name. So an example of that is, I am honored to be considered for this position. I look forward to hearing from you, and please let me know if you'd like any more information about me. Many thanks. Then down there, after many thanks, you write your name. If you're Leslie Patlana, you just write Leslie Patlana. So, do you have any questions regards to what I've mentioned? If you do, please put your questions on the comment box. I believe you've heard a lot from me today. So, what are your next steps after this? What are your next steps? Okay, I see someone already said, now I know that a covering letter is crucial when I apply for jobs. Right, thank you so much for that. So this comes to the end of our session. If you need more information about us, please follow us on social media site, which is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. It is Africa Kids Code. Thank you so much for attending today's session. You guys have been awesome, and I really enjoyed being part of you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow or in our next session.